put together better, and in the end, you could tell me, well, the Cubs don't spend enough money. Well, the team beating their ass spends $100 million less, and kicks your ass. Tip your cap. I don't like them, but guess what? They're really, really good. Shea, I'm not. People are like, I'm getting all these tweets. Are you going to go off? Are you going to scream in the morning? No, I'm not. They're losing to a better team. I think Milwaukee has a better manager, clearly. You know I'm not a big Counsell guy. And the bottom line is, can they win tomorrow? Sure, they can win at Wrigley tomorrow. They absolutely could. But can they win the World Series? And the answer is unequivocally no shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing that stings the most is as a fan, after losses like this, I typically like to get angry. I like to have a singular person that I can blame. I like to feel like heads should roll. And I wake up today and I don't really feel that way about the Cubs. I look at all of it, and if you want to blame Jed Hoyer because he didn't do a good enough job at the trade deadline, okay, tell me who you wanted. Because Eugenio Suarez is doing nothing for Seattle.
Yeah, I wanted him. I'll be more than honest about it. I did. And guess what? He's been terrible there.
And I made the point to you at the deadline, great, go get Gino. But if Tucker's not going to hit, if PCA's not going to hit, if Hap's not going to hit, if Sea's not going to be consistent, it won't matter. And that's where you're at. And for Milwaukee, it's you have a complete inability right now to get the big hit, and Milwaukee just found ways to get 3 of them. A team with no slug to speak of in their lineup. A team that ranked outside the top 20 in home runs. Popped you 3 times for 2-out homers, and that was the difference in the game. All 7 of their runs.
Yeah, look, you can't give up a 3-run home run in the bottom of the first when you strike out the first 2. You got to find a way out of that inning. You cannot have Andrew Vaughn with 2 strikes and give up a 3-run bomb. You can't. Look, Jackson Chourio is a great player. He is better and has a better future than anyone on our roster. That guy's a star. And I give him a lot of credit. I thought, oh, they'll sit him at least for a day, see how they do. Nope, he's in the lineup. Let's go. Bam! That ball was crushed.
Yep.
They pitched better. They hit better. They are a better baseball team. Hard as that is to say, sucks for us in the fan base, but guess what? That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm just surprised because the Cubs spent so long this season as the best offense in baseball. They spent more days in first place by 30 days than the Brewers did in the division. And the offense disappeared to end the season. Now you're sitting here in October, and you can't rely on any of your core players to get you a big hit. Ian Happ, forget it. PCA, forget it. Tucker, nothing. And I can't even look at this and go, well,
Tucker just looks overmatched. I don't know if he's not healthy. I don't know what the deal is.
I can't figure it out.
Me
but
either.
I also, I don't blame Jed for getting Tucker. It was good process. It's not like Jed can stand in the box and swing the bat for him.
Ian Happ looks absolutely awful at the plate. Awful. It's stunning to me he can look that bad.
So, Cap, as a Cubs fan, is it okay to play this? It's so long, everybody. Cubs?
You're not dead yet, kid.
Who can we get in here to run the board right now? That's a low shot.
Oh, no.
That's just low.
I just want to see you smile, brother.
Wow.
Just a little bit.
He did. He cracked a little smile when you played it.
There you go.
That's pretty funny.
You're hurting this morning. I can tell a little bit. I know you're not angry because who are you going to be angry at? But it does just there was a sting in last night's game that Seiya gets the 3-run shot to open the affair, and you're like, oh, here we go.
So I'm sitting on the couch with my wife, and she was giving me these digs while we were eating dinner.
She really gets joy in pressing your buttons, doesn't she?
I guess. She was giving me these shots. You think they'll be able to hit Milwaukee this time? But, just little shots. And I finally went off. I'm like, stop. Just stop. You know what? You can go watch the game somewhere else then. Either you're going to be on board and you're going to be nice about it. I'm not listening to it. I'm laying on the couch. I got Maverick right next to me. And Seiya hits that ball, and as it left his bat, I knew that ball was a missile. And I'm screaming, get out of here! Get out of here! Bam! Take that, Mindy. And she said, how many more runs do you think they're going to score? I said, I think we're going to jump them tonight. Yeah. Never scored again. Never scored again.
Did they even hit the ball again? They had like 4 hits going into the 7th inning.
Well, I think they only had 1 hit off the bullpen. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it was. And look,
it's pathetic.
Milwaukee's got a good bullpen, but these bats should be better than they've been in this series. These bats should be better than they've been in the playoffs. There's no reason that the Cubs should lead all playoff teams in strikeouts right now. It's absurd.
It's
11
absurd.
More strikeouts last night.
And then that 6'7" kid they put in,
Milwaukee, yeah.
Man, they couldn't hit him.
He was on.
Yeah.
And he's a guy, he struggled with command. The Cubs have tattooed him a little bit throughout the year, but boy, last night didn't matter. Slider was on, the fastball was on, you couldn't touch him.
Yeah, their bullpen gave up 1 hit. 1. You got 3 off Ashby in an inning and 2/3. Mears, a third of an inning. Mizorowski, and I wanted to tackle that little SOB when he went hopping over to first base. But he's good. 3 innings, 1 hit. 1. Patrick, an inning, no hits. Koenig, an inning and a third, no hits. McGill, 2/3 of an inning, no hits. Uribe, 1 inning, no hits. Struck out all 3 he faced. I was dumbfounded that we could be that bad. That bad. But in the first inning, when you strike out the first 2 men, you can't give up single, bloop single, 2 strikes, home run.
Showed twice yesterday, 2-out homer. Like, how can how can he not pitch with 2 outs? And it leaves me sitting here going, in a true playoff rotation, he's a 3-starter at best. Like, maybe he's your 4th guy.
Right.
And what really killed this team was Justin Steele in April, and Cade Horton 10 days before the playoffs start goes down. And you don't have the pitching to sustain it, which is, I guess, if you're one of the Cubs fans waking up today and you're angry either at ownership or at Jed, is it more about not getting a starting pitcher at the deadline? Do you wish that you had Merrill Kelly? But at the same time, does this look any different if you do that? I have a hard time watching it last night and thinking anything other than if your core bats aren't going to hit, it wasn't going to matter what anybody did.
That's a fact. When you don't hit, look, Imanaga wasn't good. And do you need to add to your rotation? You absolutely do. And by add, I don't mean the returns of Horton and Steele. I mean, you got to go out, probably let Tucker walk and take that money and go get Framber Valdez or one of the top arms. And then hope that Jackson Wiggins, your top pitching prospect, is ready to come up and be Cade Horton next year. But in the end, it didn't matter what Imanaga did. Daniel Palencia was terrible. Did not matter. You didn't hit. You got 1 hit after they took their opener out. 1. That sucks.
That's the difference. And that's been the story on this team for, it feels like 2 months now. It's just their offense went lifeless. And all their core guys stopped hitting. Carson Kelly's a nice story against San Diego. Carson Kelly with the big homer in Game 1. You can't rely on Carson Kelly.
No. But I said to you during the year, remember, Hoodie was here, and I said to you guys, if you're betting Carson Kelly at at cleanup, you're not a serious contender. And that's not a shot at Carson Kelly. Solid player. He's not a cleanup hitter on a team thinking they can win the World Series. Because look who the Phillies run out, and they're down in an 0-2 hole. Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, Alec Boehm, JT Realmuto, and they're down 0-2. Look who the Dodgers run out. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith. You want me to keep going? Who do the Cubs run out that you go, boy, that guy strikes fear? Kyle Tucker? Don't make me laugh. He has sucked.
And that's it.
For all of July, August, September. And stop with he's been injured all year. No, because he hurt his finger on the 2nd of June. And guess what? He had his highest OPS month in June.
Yep. I mean, it feels, I don't love putting all the blame on a player, but it does feel like Kyle Tucker's the one where just you traded for a guy who was supposed to be a killer this time of year. The reason you got him was because he's supposed to be a killer that carries you through these games. And he's just been nothing for 3 months now.
Right. So would you sign him? I would not. Unless I got a really short-term deal, I would not.
I got to tell you, I'm fascinated by what his free agency looks like. You got Passan and Buster Olney both mostly saying they believe he's coming back to the Cubs, whatever those terms look like. You've got Jesse saying he's not coming back. They were never re-signing him. He's gone. You don't even really want him, apparently, at the number that you expect to get him. What if I told you it is a one-year deal with an opt-out? Which would be surprising given the idea they might not play baseball in 2027.
If I could get him back on a 2-year deal with an opt-out after one, I'd probably roll the dice. Because his history says he's a way better player than what we're watching. But right now, he's awful.
Like, I wonder where Cub fan is at with it. Would you rather just watch Owen Casey get regular at-bats all next season? He's your starting right fielder?
He has to earn those at-bats. You can't just gift someone on a team spending north of $200 million, gift him right field. You can't.
I'm not gifting it to him. He's the top prospect in your system. How does he earn it without being elevated to the position? If you're going to re-sign Kyle Tucker, then I think this offseason you should probably trade Owen Casey or move on from Ian Happ and flip the side that Owen Casey's going to play.
Well, you got 1 year left with Happ, and he has a no-trade clause. So you're going to have to navigate that. But right now, he's killing you, too. Killing you.
It's all your core guys. I mean, it feels like a year ago. It was only a few months, but it feels like a year ago where we were talking about Tyler Hockey at Wrigley Field with Brewers fans in front of him saying, we've got Jackson Chourio about Pete Crow Armstrong, and we're laughing at them. And now you sit here in the playoffs. If I could parachute only one of those two guys into the Cubs lineup right now between Chourio and PCA, it's Chourio.
Yeah, he's a star. Here's Craig Counsell after the game.
I mean, look, we made a couple mistakes with multiple runners on base, and
Jesus,
after getting off to a great start, those mistakes for 2-3-run homers is going to be, you're not going to win playoff games giving up 2-3-run homers. That was just too much to overcome. In the first two games, we have just not, produced enough pressure on them. First two innings, we did a nice job. I mean, we had 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position today. That's a pretty good sign that we're not creating enough pressure. We had 1 hit after the second inning. And it's, that's going to add up to a lot of zeros. And that's what happened in the last 7 or 8 innings. So we've got to find a way to just create more pressure, and that's base runners, hits, walks. We've got to have more pressure and make innings, and kind of pitching decisions much tougher on the other side.
That's Craig Counsell. And all that, the little thing at the end was us, but all that breathing at the start, like, what is the deal with all that?
I wish I knew. Yeah, he's exasperated.
Let's go, man.
Listen, he can't figure it out either. I'd love to come on the air today and say Counsell's the guy that takes all the blame for this, but he isn't. I don't. What is he supposed to do with his lineup card? He can't swing the bat for his stars.
Fair.
The players are the guys that I wake up and I go, if none of you are going to hit, you had no shot. That's it. I firmly put the blame for this with the players. So now you have a mission, which starts with, I imagine, Jameson Taillon tomorrow. Win 3 in a row.
Yeah, he'll go tomorrow.
But I don't buy that there is any ability to do that.
I watched Joe Madden on MLB Network yesterday. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
He said he did not agree with the decision to use Matthew Boyd in Game 1. He said you tried to use him as an opener, and it did not work.
Yeah.
That was a horrible decision on every level. Every level.
That's the one. And those are the decisions managers have to live with because
That's an organizational decision. That's Jed and Carter and Tommy Hotovy and Craig Counsell. They all put their heads together and go, all right, here's what we're going to do. I thought it was an absolutely ghastly decision to put him in there.
Yeah, and that one stings because you get blown out in game one and you kind of punt it going with Soroka and Savale and saving your better arms. It turned game two into what felt like a must-win, and Palencia blew up, Shota blew up. That kills you.
Kills you. Absolutely kills you. Colin Ray looked pretty good.
Would have been nice if he pitched game one, don't you think?
That's what I would have done. Here is Pat Murphy on his Brewers, not known for being a long ball team, taking 3 out.
That's anytime, home runs are thrown. They're not created. You know what I mean? They're thrown. And, we took advantage of that. And sometimes that happens for us during the season. Sometimes we have to win other ways. But the key is you got to find a way. And if you have different ways to win, if you just rely on one thing, it's harder to win. So I'm really pleased we did. I mean, Vaughn's home run and then Contreras and Churrio's homers, was the difference in the game. But you don't see that from the Brewers very often. But it was great it did,
I like that dude. He's a really good manager. I've never met him. Everyone that I know who knows him said, dude, you would love him. He's an awesome dude. But I hear Craig Counsell's an awesome dude, too. I think Murphy's a better manager.
You want a pocket pancake?
No, I'll pass. Thank you. Now, the series is not over. But for all intents and purposes, it is because you don't look like you can hit. Let's assume Jamison Tyone gives you 6 amazing innings tomorrow. Why should I believe that my favorite team's going to hit Quinn Priester?
Yeah, just certain teams right now, you feel like they're going to go find a way to win. The Dodgers look like a team that's going to go find a way to win.
That's exactly right.
Even the Tigers look like a team that, despite themselves, will find a way to be in a game and win it late. The Mariners the other night found a way to win. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez delivered.
Fair.
The Cubs, there's just no confidence that they're going to find a way through the waters and win one of these games.
They're not good enough. They're just not good enough.